we take you back to the ancient Roman Republic along the western coast of what we know today as Italy. The year is 44 BCE, well over 2,000 years ago, and the day is March 14th. Tomorrow, March 15th, will be a crucial turning point for the Roman Republic, and for that matter, the history of Western civilization. For the rule of the people is close to an end, and the dawn of the great Roman Empire and the era of emperors is almost upon us. We open on a crowded and noisy street in Rome as the famed general Julius Caesar returns from glorious battle where he has beaten his rival Pompey. Citizens fill the streets on their way to celebrate and honor Caesar and his victory. At the same time, others with Caesar fear that he seeks to use his immense popularity with the people to become king and reign as a tyrant with absolute power. Among the many citizens on the street is an old soothsayer or fortune teller, dressed mysteriously in a black cloak and with an ominous warning for the returning Caesar.
Get ye off the streets, this is a day of honor of Caesar. Clear the streets, for Caesar comes soon. Beware of the Ides of March.
What man is that?
A soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
Set him before me. Let me see his face.
You there, come from the throng, look upon Caesar.
What sayest thou to me now? Speak once again.
Beware of the Ides of March.
He is a dreamer. Let us leave him.
Brutus, a word with you. Brutus, I've been watching you lately, and I have not from your friendliness that I would like to have.
Cassius, be not fooled. I've had many problems and therefore have neglected my friends.
But tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself.
Many of the best men in Rome have wished that Brutus would use his eyes.
Into what dangers are you trying to lead me, Cassius?
Good Brutus, be prepared to hear. Since you do not use your eyes to see what's happening around, I will serve as your eyes. Listen to what I have to say.
What means this shouting? I do fear people choose Caesar for their king.
Hey, do you fear it? Then I must think you would not have it so.
I do not like the idea of Caesar being king. Yeah, I do love Caesar well, but Cassius, why do you hold me here so long? What is it you wish to tell me?
I was born free, as Caesar, and so were you. We both have fed as well, and we both can endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once, upon a raw and windy day, standing near the Tiber, Caesar said to me, "Dare you, Cassius? Now leap with me into the angry flood and swim across to the other shore." Upon this word, I plunged in and told him to flow. So he did. But before he could get to the other side, Caesar cried, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink." I then rescued the great mighty Caesar to shore. This man is now become a god, and Cassius is a wretched creature and must bend his body to Caesar.
Another general shout. I do believe these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
He stands above the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about it. Brutus and Caesar. Why should Caesar's name be sounded more than yours? Write them together, and yours is as good a name. Weigh them, and they are as heavy. Upon what meat does this our Caesar feed that he has grown so great? I heard our fathers say there was once a Brutus that would have attacked the devil himself to save Rome from the ruin.
What you have said, I will think about. What you have to say, I will with patience listen and find a time to give an answer. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus would rather be a villager than say he were not a true son of Rome.
I am glad my weak words have struck a show of fire from Brutus.
Caesar's returning.
As they pass us, pluck Casca by the sleeve, and he will tell us what this shouting is about.
Antony,
Yes, Caesar?
let me have men about me that are fat and men that sleep at night. Yon Cassius has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous.
Fear him not, Caesar. He is not dangerous. He is a noble Roman and well spoken of.
I wish that he were fatter, but I fear him not. Yet, if I were afraid, the man I would most avoid would be Cassius. He reads much, he loves not plays, he hears not music, and seldom he smiles. Such men as he are never contented. They are dangerous. I rather tell thee what is to be feared than what I do fear, for always I am Caesar.
You pulled me by the cloak. What would you speak with me?
Tell us what the shouting was about.
Why, you were with Caesar, were you not?
If I had been with him, I would not ask you this question.
Why, there is a crown offered him. He pushed it away with the back of his hand thus. 3 times he was offered the crown, and 3 times he pushed it back. Each time he used the crown. People shouted, begging him to take the crown. Who offered him the crown? Why, Antony did. Meet me tonight, and we'll sup together. Farewell.
At this time I will leave you. If you wish to speak to me further, come to my home.
I will do so. Till then, think on Rome. Well, Brutus, you are noble, yet even you can be influenced to change your minds. Yes, let Caesar seat himself surely, for we will surely shake him.
It is now very late that night, and a storm brews in the darkening sky. We are outside the troubled Brutus's house, where the jealous general Cassius and the fearful Roman senator Casca meet in the shadows, plotting evil against Caesar. Meanwhile, Brutus, pacing in his home, has been unable to sleep as he tries to decide whether or not to join the plot.
It is Caesar that you mean to kill, is it not true, Cassius?
Let it be who it is.
They say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king, and he shall wear his crown by sea and land.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from slavery will deliver Cassius.
So I will deliver Casca.
I have already convinced some of the noblest Romans to join me in my plan. Stand close a while, for here comes someone in haste.
O Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our side.
Do not upset yourself, dear Casca. Take this letter and throw it through Brutus's window, then meet me at his home.
Brutus, are you asleep? Awake and see yourself. Now Rome be under one man's rule. Since Cassius did speak to me about her, I have not been able to sleep. It has been like a horrible dream making up my mind. Enter.
Do we trouble you, Brutus?
No, I was awake.
Every nobleman in Rome waits for your decision.
Give me your hands. I am with you.
And now let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath, but only to be sure in our hearts that we are doing the right thing.
Is anyone else to be touched but Caesar?
I do not think that Marc Antony would outlive Caesar. Let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Let us be sacrificers, not butchers. Let us kill somebody, but not worth. Let us do all of this so that our hearts we are purgers, not murderers. And as for Marc Antony, think not on him. He can do no more with Caesar's.
Ye, I fear him.
Alas, good Caesar, do not think of him. If he truly loves Caesar, all that he can do is to die for Caesar.
'Tis late, 'tis time to part.
But will Caesar come forth today? He is superstitious, grown of late. It may be that the terror of this night and the persuasion of his priests may hold him for the capital today.
Never fear, I can oversway him. Let me flatter him. I will bring him to the capital.
The morning comes upon us. We will leave you, Brutus, but remember what you have said, and show yourselves true Romans.
Brutus, my lord.
Portia, my wife, would you rise so early? It's not good for you.
Not for you either. You stole from my bed this evening, and last night at supper you suddenly arose and walked about thinking and sighing. This thing that bothers you will not let you eat or drink. Brutus, my lord, tell me what is causing such a grief.
I'm not well in health, and that is all.
Brutus is wise, and if he were sick, he would say something about it. He would do something about it.
That is what I plan to do. Go to bed, Portia.
No, Brutus, you are not physically sick, but you are sick in your mind. Some men came to visit you with their faces hidden. Who were they?
Kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should not have to kneel if you were gentle, Brutus. As your wife, I should know your secret. I am trustworthy, dear Brutus.
O ye gods, make me worthy of noble Portia.
It is the next morning, March 15th, the Ides of March. We are inside Caesar's house, where Caesar, much like Brutus, has had a restless sleep as well, due in large part to his wife Calpurnia's repeated nightmares. Her dreams of harm against Caesar have caused him to be superstitious and cautious. Outside, Casca comes to the door to try and convince Caesar to return to the capital where the plotting senators lie in wait.
Nor heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. 3 times hath Calpurnia in her sleep cried out, Help ho! They murder Caesar! Who goes there?
What mean you, Caesar? You shall not stir out of this house today.
Caesar shall go forth.
Caesar, I am frightened. A lioness hath walked the streets, graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce, fiery warriors fought upon clouds. The noise of battle hurtled in the air. Horses did neigh, dying men did groan, and spirits did shriek and squeal about the streets. O Caesar, these things are beyond all of us, and I do fear them.
Yet Caesar shall go forth. Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once.
Alas, my lord, you are very wise, but do not go out today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house, and not your own. We will send Marc Antony to the Senate house, and he shall say you are not well today. Upon my knee I beg you.
Very well. Marc Antony shall say I am not well, and to please you I will stay at home.
Hello, Caesar. I come to take you to the Senate house.
And you come at a very good time to deliver a message to the Senate, saying that I will not come today.
Say he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? No. Tell them Caesar will not come.
Most mighty Caesar, let me know some cause, lest they laugh at me when I tell them.
I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, and because you are my friend, I will let you know. Calpurnia here, my wife, keeps me at home because she dreamt that she saw my statue surrounded by danger and doom. And for this, she begs I stay home today.
This dream is all misinterpreted. It was a vision fair and fortunate. This statue signifies that from you great Rome shall be revived. This is what Calpurnia's dream signifies.
In this way have you well explained it.
And know it now, the Senate has concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. If you shall send them word you will not come, their minds may change. You are apt to be mocked when they say, break up the Senate till another day when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper, lo, Caesar's afraid. Pardon me, Caesar, but my dear, dear love bids me tell you this.
How foolish dear fear seem now, Calpurnia. I am ashamed I did yield to them. Give me my robe, for I will go.
We are now at the Capitol in the chamber of the Senate later that same morning. The day is March 15th, 44 BCE. Caesar has come to see the senators and receive the crown Casca had spoken of earlier. Prior to meeting the senators, he comes across the old soothsayer who had made the ominous prophecy the day before.
You there, the Ides of March are come.
Ah, Caesar, but not gone.
I kiss thy hand.
I kneel before thee, O mighty Caesar.
Speak hands for me.
Et tu, Brutus, and fall, Caesar!
People, be not afraid. Ambition's debt is paid.
Liberty, freedom, tyranny are dead. Yell about it in the streets.
Where is Marc Antony?
He has fled to his house amazed.
Who comes here?
My master, Marc Antony, bid me come and say that Brutus is noble, wise, brave, and honest. Marc Antony, ask if he might visit Caesar's body without any harm coming to him.
Thy master, Marc Antony, is a wise and valiant man. Tell him he shall be satisfied, and by my honor depart untouched.
I'll fetch him presently.
I know we shall have Marc Antony as a friend.
I wish we may, but yet I have misgivings. I fear him much.
But here comes Antony. Welcome, Marc Antony.
Oh, mighty Caesar, do you lie so low? Are all your conquests and glories fallen to this? Fare thee well. If I live 1,000 years, I shall find no better place to die than right here next to Caesar.
O Antony, beg not your death from us, though now we must appear cruel. You see but our hands, and this the business they have done. You do not see our hearts.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the new government.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude, and then we will explain to you the cause why I, that did love Caesar, did strike him.
I doubt not your wisdom. Let each man give me his hand. All I ask is that I may take his body to the marketplace and speak to the public at his funeral.
You shall, Marc Antony.
Brutus, a word with you. You know not what you do. Do not consent that Antony speaks at Caesar's funeral. Know you not how much people may be moved by that which he will utter.
By your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first, and show the reason of our Caesar's death. Why Antony shall speak, I will say he speaks by our love, our leave, and our permission.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Marc Antony, here take you Caesar's body. You shall not in your funeral speech blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar. Say you do it by our permission, or else you shall not have any hand at all about his funeral, and you shall speak in the same pulpit whereto I am going after my speech is ended.
Yet so, I desire no more.
Prepare the body, then, and follow us.
Oh, pardon me, that I am meek and gentle with these cruel men. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hands that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds I do now prophesy. A curse shall fall on those who have done this deed.
With Caesar now dead, a tense crowd, much like yourselves, quickly gathers that afternoon in the open area of the Roman Forum. Caesar's body lies along a raised portion of the Capitol building steps, while Brutus stands before the crowd of Roman citizens preparing to address the death of Caesar while conspirators Cassius and Casca look on from the side. Meanwhile, Marc Antony patiently waits on the other side for his turn to speak.
We will be
We will be
satisfied.
satisfied.
Let us be satisfied.
Then follow me and give me audience, friends.
I will hear Brutus speak. And I. The noble Brutus is ascended. Silence.
Romans, countrymen, and friends, hear me for my cause, and be silent that you may hear. If there be any in the assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, to him I say that Brutus's love to Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living and die all slaves, than that Caesar were dead to all live free men? As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. There are tears for his love, honor for his valor, and death for his ambition. Who here is so base that would be a slave? If any, speak for him I have offended. Who here is so vile that will not love his country? If any, speak for him that I have offended. None, Brutus, none. Then none I have offended. Here comes his body, mourned by Marc Antony, who thought he had no hand in Caesar's death, shall receive the benefit of Caesar's dying, as my best friend for the good of Rome. I have the same dagger for myself, when it shall please my country to need my death.
Live, Brutus, live!
Bring him with triumph home unto his house. Give him a statue with his ancestors. Let him be Caesar!
My countrymen.
Peace! Silence! Brutus speaks. Peace!
Good countrymen, let me depart alone, and for my sake, stay here with Antony. Do grace to Caesar's body, and grace his speech tending to Caesar's glories, which Marc Antony, by our permission, is allowed to make. I do entreat you, not a man depart. I save alone, till Antony has spoken.
Stay ho, and let us hear Marc Antony.
Let him go up into the pulpit. We will hear him. Noble Antony, go up.
For Brutus' sake, I am beholden to you.
This Caesar was a tyrant.
Speak no harm of Brutus here. Rome is blessed to be rid of Caesar. Peace, let us hear what Antony can say.
You gentle Romans.
Peace, ho, let us hear him.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievous hath Caesar paid for it. Hear under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. I come to speak at Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor had cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all do remember that I 3 times presented him with a kingly crown, which he did 3 times refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and surely Brutus is an honorable man. I speak not to disapprove of what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me now, my heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me.
There is much reasoning in his sayings.
If you consider the matter rightly, Caesar had great wrong.
Caesar did not take the crown. Therefore, he was not ambitious.
There's not a nobler man in Rome than Antony. Listen, he begins to speak again.
But yesterday, the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now he lies there with no one to do him reverence. But here is a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his room. It is his will. If the people were to hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read, they would go and kiss Caesar's wounds.
We will hear the will. Read it, Marc Antony. The will.
The will.
We will hear Caesar's will.
Have patience, gentle friends. I must not read it. It is not proper that you should know how much Caesar loved you. You are not wood, you are not stones, but men. And being men, hearing the will of Caesar, it will inflame you, and it will make you mad. It is good that you know not that you are his heirs, for if you should, oh, what would come of it?
We will hear the will, Antony. You shall read us the will.
Will you be patient? Will you stay a while? I have overshot myself to tell you of it. I fear I wronged the honorable men whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it.
Honorable men, traitors.
The will, the
testament. They were villains. Read the will.
You will compel me to read the will. You will compel me then to read the will.
The will, the will, the will.
Then let me show you him who made the will. If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time ever Caesar put it on. Look in this place, ran Cassius stagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this, the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. Judge, O you gods, how Caesar loved him. This was the unkindest cut of all. For when the noble Caesar saw him stab, then burst his mighty heart. His mantle muffing up his face, at the base of Pompey's statue, great Caesar fell. Oh, what a fall was there, my countrymen. Oh, now you weep.
O noble Caesar, a woeful day.
Traitors, villains, we will be revenged.
Revenge.
Let not a traitor live.
Stay, countrymen.
Peace. Hear the noble Antony.
We'll hear him. We'll follow him. We'll die with him.
Good friends, sweet friends, let me not stir you up to a sudden mutiny. They that have done this deed are honorable. Alas, I know not what made them do it. They are wise and honorable, and will no doubt tell you their reasons. I come not, friends, to steal away your hearts. I am no orator as Brutus, but as you know me all, a plain blunt man that loved my friend. For I have neither wit nor words, nor the power of speech to stir men's blood. I only show you Caesar's wounds, poor dumb mouths, and bid them speak to me. But were I Brutus, and Brutus Antony, I would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar that would move the stones of Rome to rise in mutiny.
We will
mutiny.
We'll burn the house of Brutus.
Yet hear me speak, countrymen, yet hear me speak.
Hear most noble Antony, hear him.
My friends, you go to do you know not what. You have forgot the will I told you of.
The will. Let's hear the will.
Here is the will, and under Caesar's seal. To every Roman he gives 75 drachmas.
Most noble Caesar will revenge his death. Oh, royal Caesar!
Hear me with patience. Moreover, he hath left you all his walks, his private arbors, and new planted orchards. Here was a Caesar. When comes such another?
Never, never.
We will burn his body in the holy place, and with the fire brands we will burn the houses of the traitors. Take up the body.
Go fetch fire!
Fire!
Now let it work. Mischief, thou art afoot. Take thou what course thou wilt.